Okay, it's Thursday, and excuse me, we're going to take a look as to what's going on because there's been some work again. It's exciting these days. Something new all the time.
The heating system's all done now. Bottom mesh is all in. We're just going to do top mesh. The boys have got a bit of stuff to play around with in the garage. I got to run up and check on the surveyors at a job in Buckhorn. We're going to put the pipe wrap goes on there now, and that covers the pipe to evenly distribute the heat, so we don't have hot spots and cold spots through the build. So that's going on there right now, and then from that we go into we layer top mesh on and rebar, and we're ready. So all that mesh basically goes in on top of the system, and we're ready for concrete. Monday does not look great weather-wise, so I'll make a call on Friday or something like that, or like anyway. Well, you know, right now we're gonna give it a whirl, but if they're calling for, I think it was last I checked was 84 and a 92% chance.
That's
so
rain,
we don't want rain on it. No. The house isn't as big of a deal because it's gonna be covered, but the garage won't be, and we're pouring it all at once. So we'll have to see what happens. But if it's not Tuesday on, it's beautiful all next week. Like we're up 20 degrees and the lows are good and stuff like that. So if we can't do it Monday, we'll do it Tuesday. But I am hoping for Monday just because we're trying to gain every bit of ground we can gain on this
exactly.
thing. So, but we'll see what happens. We'll tie that in. So I got to call Chantal now actually and tell her that we really worked hard and overnight last night. We're ready for our first inspection. So so I'll get her out here. She'll want to see it. She inspects in the morning, so Dave's not a bad guy neither, but I think I'll just go with Chantal. So I'll call her and see if I have a council meeting tomorrow morning for a minor variance for another job in Cavan. That I'm at in the morning at 9, but when I'm done there, I'm going to try to schedule her for maybe like 11:30 or something like that. Tomorrow we'll be done by then, so then we'll be able to get her. I'll be the one inspecting it anyway, but she asked if she could see it, so no problems whatsoever. So we'll get her out here and let her look at that.
Yeah, she you're good, had it ready. Do you need the actual permit? Like
we won't for this part of it, but I will get the actual working drawings. I just any notes that we have on the.
She's only got one little note on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then
that's it.
That's fine. So. Then, if that's the only, I think at one time maybe the headers or something like that were labeled, and I seen a correspondence between her and Tori regarding the header size, because at one time it was going to be a wood frame on the garage, and we switched to ICF frame, so that was the only conversation, or that I've seen a response from Tori on that. But other than that, we're in pretty good shape. So if we pour, we'll get started on the ICF next week. We'll get it done, but we'll get a good we'll definitely get a good start on the ICF next week. And windows and stuff, I firmed that order all up. I did that yesterday. Everything. There was one of the windows, I think it was F, had a small window and a big window.
That's the larger.
It was one of the larger ones. Had like a panel, like it was a 72 or something like that. But they had the larger size opening versus the small size. So
no.
I think it was just the arrow was drawn on the wrong one, but I switched it. So there is a pair of them now. One's a left and one's a right. That's the only difference for the operator.
Okay, yeah.
So that was the only difference that we had, and then
I think we can work with that.
The patio door is ordered.
Okay.
For the it's a 5-foot patio door, and I adjusted the upper trapezoid window to match. So the
one that's above the one in the living room.
It looked kind of goofy because it was a 72 or 76 or something like that, and I'm like, I want brick mold to brick mold. So order the patio door because it's standard. Adjust the window size, so it will be slightly smaller by an inch or so, but I'd rather have them stacked and make it look like they're supposed to be.
So the vertical edge of the trapezoid is lined up with the back side of the patio door.
So brick mold to brick mold. So I ordered brick mold on all the windows, closed, so that then we'll make up a trim for whatever you pick for sidings. we'll make up like a trim detail and get them to bend it up for us that will butt up against the white
Okay.
frame of it, and we slam them in. And
Oh, they're black frame, the windows though, right? They
I
should
don't-
all be black.
Okay, I don't know that.
Oh,
You want black windows?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
I better double check.
Because otherwise, it's gonna look pretty stark with just the only white
Well,
that'll
well,
show
when I'm
up.
saying white, maybe they are black. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. But I know the door. I know the door was white, or the black door, right? And a black door over there, and a white door between the house and the garage. I better call.
That's
I
fine.
don't.
Yeah, it'll be fine there. So, but I will double check that. I will call Jesse right now. To
Yeah.
Double check that the windows
Yeah,
are
because
black.
that is. Yeah, it is.
Well, we
supposed
still
to
have
be all
time. We
black.
have to the end of the month, so we're.
Yeah.
We got,
Got today.
we got another- we
That's
got another
tomorrow.
4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, yeah. Good.
It'll be fine. So, yeah, perfect. Well, I will call him right now as soon as I get the truck, and make sure that the windows are black window, and they're white on the interior, black on the
Yeah,
exterior.
that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that was the only other thing that he had for us, and like say most of them, we could do the passive design on as well to hit the passive certification on all the windows. So that worked out well.
Yep.
I'll have to double check that budget. We were just slightly under, but whether they're black or white, I don't know. Black will be about 10%, but I think we'll still be okay. I think we're about. I think I budgeted 30 for windows. Yeah.
I can't think of it offhand.
Yeah, I know I had 30 in there for budgeting. I know we were slightly under. Now there
Yeah.
wasn't the garage door and that, but I'll look at I'll double check all that stuff anyways. I don't think he had any other questions for me on that, so.
Well, the only other thing, and this is just reiteration, make sure that we're on the same page. We are going for as close to passive as possible, but
Yeah,
we don't need to do the air tests and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. So, but we were able to do the windows and
Yeah.
doors, which ones we could passive window
Yep.
we could do.
Yep.
A couple of them they couldn't do passive on just because of the size of the opening part.
Yep.
Right.
But a lot of you have a lot of fixed windows and smaller windows, so
Yeah.
it was just a couple of them that were bordering the certification for
Yeah.
it. But I'm like, just get as close as we can, and
Yep.
that's what I already told Tori. Jesse knew that going into it. So, and we have our. I talked to Josh about the thermal wall yesterday and the detail and stuff like that on that. So they're actually not as far out on stuff like that right now. I think they're only like a week and a half right now
Yeah.
on the thermal wall.
Okay.
So they're in good shape there. So we'll, like I said, I told them I wait and get some measurements once I get the house up, because I don't want a bunch of waste
Yep.
on that.
Yep.
I'll do the takeoff on that myself
Yeah.
versus somebody else, and then with the way I measure, the way I'll install it, they'll have the least amount of waste too. So
Yeah.
that's what I'll want to make sure of that. So, but other the kitchen. That was the other thing I want to talk to you about yesterday.
Yeah.
Do you want Jesse to price that kitchen for you, or do you?
Who's Jesse?
So from Timmermart.
Okay.
So
I have not looked into kitchen stuff yet.
okay.
I mean, I've got my ideas, but I have not
Okay.
looked into it.
You
You can price it. I was looking there's a place in Peterborough that does, so for the island, that does butcher block
Yep.
countertops.
Yep.
Kind of thing. I think they're called
That's- yeah,
butcher
butcher
block.
block, yeah.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Canadian butcher block. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. So you're thinking about putting a butcher block countertop on cabinetry,
just on the island.
but the island would be a cabinet though.
Yeah.
Like a
yeah,
base
yeah.
cabinet.
So they'll
Yeah.
be standard cabinet
Yeah.
size. Well, there's a sink in there, and
Yeah,
there's the dishwasher.
But you want the butcher block.
I want the butcher block on that,
Okay.
and then I want something else on like
Corian or
Yeah,
granite or something like that.
Well, we've been talking sandstone.
Well, no,
Or
I don't think
soapstone,
no,
sorry.
I don't.
At
I really
one
don't
point.
want that.
Okay.
Soapstone you might find to be very delicate to work with.
Yeah, and it's dark, and I want something light because I want the cabinets on the bottom to be dark.
Dark as in like black dark
No,
or gray?
black as in as in like a walnut color,
Okay.
like that color.
Yeah.
So, and then probably a light countertop, but not white.
Yeah.
But
They have
of a
tons of
creamy
Corian.
color.
Like
Yeah.
the Corian stuff is what I'd be looking at for countertops.
Yeah.
It's beautiful stuff and some really good price point and stuff like that.
Okay.
That's what I would be
Yeah.
strongly considering is the Corian.
Yeah.
There's light colored granites that we can get as well, but no one's been able to touch
no
the pricing
granite. I'd rather have
like a Corian, like a
yeah,
man-made.
something like that. Or,
Yeah. Well, the
quartz or
Corian would
whatever,
be your
something like that.
best, like the quartz, right?
Yeah.
Would be your best bet. And but if you go in and see Jesse, you'll be able to pick out your kitchen stuff.
Okay, so that's at Timber Mart?
Yeah, in
Okay.
Peterborough,
In
Peterborough on Lansdowne Street.
Okay.
So I will flip you Jesse's contact info,
Mhm.
and then he can price it out, and then he'll just send me the price for it. So I get
Yeah.
then you pass on my pricing on it. Abbey Hill is the manufacturer that I would be looking at.
Okay.
Good quality. Next step down from there would be Cabinet Smith. Again, good quality stuff. The only, well, you know what, Cabinet Smith would probably be a good one. I'm an electrician. A good one to go with if you're going to go dark cabinets, because their top of their line are a maple interior, which I don't like when we go white, because
Yeah.
you open the door and you see maple and it looks ugly.
Yeah.
So we've been going with Abbey Hill if we're going white higher end cabinetry.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be going dark, you could get away with the Cabinet Smith, because it would be a maple interior to match your dark cabinet, which you
Yeah.
would want a dark interior
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
going with
Yeah.
the maple door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and then the island I want kind of painted out with a dark blue. Kind of.
okay, they have some colors,
Yeah.
like factory stuff that you can look
Mhm. Yeah.
at.
Cabinet Smith.
Abbey Hill and Cabinet Smith both.
Okay.
Abbey Hill is more kind of colors, good price point. Like no one will touch the price point, especially
Mhm.
because kitchens have a huge markup, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm not marking it up, so you're cutting out the middle guy when I order the cabinetry.
Mhm.
So you'll save, like, for example, the last one we did it there was 30-some thousand. We did it for 9,300. That was a difference. So
Yeah.
it's
It's
significantly.
substantial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's, but I have a cabinet guy that builds our cabinets too. That's really, really
Custom?
reasonable. Custom stuff. If we do want the custom island or something like that, he's
Yeah.
there as well.
Yeah. I really don't think we need that
No.
because everything has been drawn up to standard size.
Yeah, it's just a matter of getting the color that you
Yeah,
want.
yeah. Well,
But
I mean,
he might
but
be
that's
able
the thing
to-
is I could paint it the color I want
Yeah.
to. So
You may, it's,
But-
again, a sprayed lacquer finish in
Yeah.
a paint booth would be probably better time
Yeah.
better spent.
yeah,
So, but he could build you an island. He could even do the butcher block top as well.
Okay.
So he's a kitchen guy. There's two brothers. They used to be custom builders. Now they just play in their shop. So they've
Right.
kind of semi-retired just to work inside the shop.
Yeah.
They work for me all the time. I send them stuff like custom built-in units and fireplaces and stuff like that, desks and all that kind of stuff. They're fantastic. So that would be another option. And their time frames, because they don't really advertise, they just kind of work for people
Yeah.
they know.
Yeah.
So they're not on the market to get into it. They just basically, they'll do work for me and a couple other buddies, and that's who
Yeah.
they work for.
yeah.
But they
So I
do beautiful
I was
work,
thinking
so.
that I wouldn't mind the island to be more like that could be done,
After
but
the-
like or a more custom thing than the back piece because that seems to be pretty.
well, just a galley style that runs
Yeah.
down the wall. So.
yeah, so it's pretty
Yeah.
simple.
So do you want the uppers to be? You're thinking.
There's,
like a
well, yeah,
walnut
there's a
and white?
couple uppers.
And you want those white? Is that what you're thinking?
Haven't
Don't
thought
look at
about
me.
that. Haven't thought about that because the other ones, like the shelving that I want over the window,
Yeah.
that's just going to be like live edge
Okay.
wood
Yeah.
kind of thing. So,
So-
I'm thinking I might keep it wood.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
might just because there's
Just
only
do
a
the
couple.
wall-
There's
there's only
only
a
one.
couple, yeah.
There's only the big one next to the fridge and the one over top
Yeah.
of the fridge and then the side. So I might as well keep it just the dark.
Okay.
Yeah.
He has,
Yeah.
and I don't know what he has, but he has a walnut kitchen, a solid actual custom walnut kitchen in his shop down there that he just took out of a place.
Oh yeah. Who's that?
This, like my guy,
Oh, okay.
Ron,
Well, see
and he
if
just
it
took
fits.
it out.
See if it fits.
And he built the kitchen, so even if there was enough, and he would literally probably sell it for
Then
a
he
song.
can. Yeah. And then
And
he can
he might be able to add a couple more to it. There might be something to consider.
Oh,
Let me ask
I
him
don't
about
mind.
that.
I'd rather reuse, like
Well,
you know,
and it's a
recycle
beautiful
kind of
it's a
thing.
beautiful walnut kitchen.
Yeah.
Well, walnut's not gonna go unless it's been abused. but-
Yeah. Oh, it's and it hasn't been. I seen the kitchen. It was a beautiful kitchen, and they built the kitchen in one of the homes that they built, and then it had changed hands, and whoever bought the place wanted a white, so they built a white kitchen and took the other one out and it's sitting there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll find out
Find
what's
out,
there,
yeah,
and I'll give Ron a call because, like I say, it was that. I just thought of that now.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he had to pull the doors off it and give them a quick tune-up,
Yeah.
then it might be something. And this would be a custom. It's good quality stuff. I seen it. So
No,
if it's still sitting there, I will find
sounds
out.
good to me. Yeah.
So I will chat with Ron about that and see if there's something that would work. Because nice thing about yours, you got the galley style. So even if we tweak
A few
one or
things
two
in
cabinet
there.
sizes to make it work, or had them build one or two to make it work, then it's not
Yep.
like you're going around a corner, you're fitting
No,
on this wall, that.
exactly,
Like you have
Yeah.
some flexibility.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's. I'll chat with Ron about that actually.
Perfect.
And
yeah.
then as far as the island goes, like you say, if you can't find a color in a stock color, then he could paint you something. I have another guy over in Woodville that does all the work for the Mennonites as well, and that's all the guy's done for like
Oh.
30 some years. So he finishes all the Mennonites kitchens. He could do anything we wanted. If we had a raw material, he could spray it. If Ron couldn't, in a certain
Yeah.
color, if you wanted yellow or some crazy thing
Yeah.
and you couldn't find it, then it could be done.
Yeah.
So these guys are all, but you go to one of the actual kitchen shops in town, you're going to pay a premium, right? So
Yeah. No, I mean, we were originally thinking IKEA kitchen, do it ourselves.
but a lot of the
we've done
IKEA
it. We've
kitchens,
done
though,
it too.
we can
done it.
we
so.
can buy a prefab from one of the suppliers. It's already pre-built and install it for less than what you will do in a IKEA kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're really good quality. Like we use them all the time.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
soft closed doors,
yeah.
full extension,
Yep.
like beautiful stuff, and
Yeah.
works fantastic. So.
But I like the idea of the reuse of that.
Yeah, I'll
walnut
chat
stuff
with
if
Ron
that
on it
works.
because, like I say, I know it's a walnut kitchen because it was sitting in a shop there and he was basically just wanted to give it away. So, because it was
Yeah,
not, you
it's
see more
useless,
white
yeah.
nowadays. Everybody wants a white kitchen
I
or a
know.
gray kitchen, right? Like
Yeah, I know.
it's a painted kitchen, and so it's almost to the point everybody has it. And it's like, why does everybody like? You almost don't want it because I put hickory kitchens in for years. I loved hickory,
Yeah.
like a natural hickory,
Yeah.
and we use a Thomasville hickory cabinets, and they come out of the States, and they were beautiful cabinets, and like at a shaker door, and lots of the houses.
Yeah,
I
I just
built-
want simple shaker, like
yeah,
not know
yeah,
anything.
yeah,
Like
and that's what we
traditional
did
kind
for
of
years,
thing, and
yeah.
and like our other one was a pine kitchen, a shaker pine.
Yeah.
Like that was in 2000, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I done
But-
those too. So.
But eventually we got to the point where we even had sawn boards on the floor out of pine,
Oh yeah,
and it got a little bit too much pine after
yeah.
a while.
I've done that. I had like the second house that I built. It was out of pine ceiling and like a big heavy plank pine floor,
Yeah.
and a 12-inch, like a 2x12 pine plank floor. It was
Ooh,
all
yeah,
distressed and
yeah.
stuff like that, and all pine base and case with a hickory kitchen. It was darker, but the couple that come in and bought it off me absolutely loved it, and it's still like that today. But
we like natural products, like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's
and
that's why
we
wood-
use a ton of them too where we can. Right?
Yeah.
So,
and,
yep, sounds good. Okay, I will
Okay.
call Jesse right now and confirm black windows,
okay,
and I will.
touch base with Ron.
Yeah, we'll be back in here this afternoon,
Okay,
and I'll give Ron a call and just touch base on that kitchen
sounds good.
and see what he has kicking around there because it's definitely might be a great option for you.
Okay,
Let's go and take a look at
Do you
the.
have any luck? You have any luck, Doc?
So here's the in-floor heating configuration. Manifold over there, and all of the runs. It's neat the way it actually fits. And then they've got a little bit of a grid underneath, being held up by these S snakes.
What do you want, Doc?
It looks like the same thing is going into the garage. The garage floor has a section that's a little bit reduced. so that they can get a little bit more steel in.
The piece right here. That's 4 feet, right?
And they'll pour the concrete over top of that. But some rebar has to go on top yet. Okay, I think it's coffee time.